Guys starting right away. We're doing a little hand warmer. They are starting Cup and RobinHood, going straight for it. Losers quarters. Let's see what these guys are able to do. They were both sent to losers, I think, by gold, if I recall. And RobinHood, I think, is a little bit. He wants a little bit of redemption, being sent into losers. But let's see what happens right now. It's all about the patience game, and sometimes I just see when Cup is not as patient, we're seeing some funny things happen. I think RobinHood actually probably could have stayed on that a little longer, and that would have been fine. He would not have lost the position, especially from the parasol. It's done at that point. Ooh, I would have expected maybe a tipper could have hit right there, but that's okay. I'm seeing a lot of these dash attacks from Cup, and I just don't know if they're quite working. There's a lot of hit stun that happens from them. That range of that tipper is ungodly. Pressure from the turnips. Peach, that iron dress makes her survive so much longer, but that first tipper is finally going to take the game. We got a silly turnip, kind of just, drops it. And that down smash will take it. We got tied up. We're on our third. We're on our 3 stocks now. A little unsuggestive counter thought right there, but we'll see what happens. Oh, the tipper. Ouch. Marth takes that second stock away from Peach and only has 9% on, already lapping. Anything with platforms, I think, just doesn't help Peach out quite a bit, whereas Marth loves to be above you, below you, beside you. You got to have that space to really work against Marth. I would have expected maybe an up tilt or an up smash right after that. Maybe not would have killed, though. I think you guys have to work just a little harder. There's that down smash. Able to just kind of sit there, especially take the hit just holding down. Oh, lets the shield down just a little too early. Oh, a toad counter. We don't see those too often. When they happen, they are fun to see. Keep dragging, trying to see what turnip we can get out of there. Tied up, but right now Marth's got the advantage, having 117 on Peach right now. Way too low for that recovery. I think he might have thought he had the jump, but didn't. Realized just a little too late and said, well, I've got to try to do something, and just faltered, unfortunately. See, a lot of these dashes, and I see that he wants to dash into down smash. Sometimes it worked, but once you start seeing it, people catch on, you got to mix up something else. I think I'd like to see him do a little bit more of his floating game, but Marth's reach is just a little son of a gun that just destroys everything for you. I mean, when you got to reach, when your arm is actually invisible and reaches longer than Yoshi's tongue, you got to, you have a weird character right there. And right now, Cup's got to play just a little bit more patient. He's on his last stock for game 1. Got to take advantage of this thing. Ooh, that could have been a spot, but just a little under. That's going to take it right there. That's going to be game 1 in favor of RobinHood for this one. I'm imagining Cup won't change. He'll stay with the same character, but as far as where they're going to go, that's where I'm really interested in. Because I wanted to say Cup is going to have more advantage if he doesn't have platforms. I'd say Final Destination, but maybe he feels much more comfortable with platforms, but I just haven't seen them go crazy in his favor yet. They are going to back to Dreamland. That's a little surprising to me, but if Cup feels it, let's see. I see a lot of these dashes, but they're not paying off for him quite yet. Turn up, dash, down smash. That's what I'm kind of seeing right now, really, from Cup, and I'd like to see it even a little bit more mix-up. I liked it when he would have some of those forward airs, some of those down airs get above him, but he's got to mix something up, because if he's trying to get into Marth, you got to get in there to Marth. You can't just give him that extra space, and RobinHood is taking so much advantage of really using that neutral and really using that space, and just taking so care to just to hit sometimes with those tippers, or even just barely below the tipper, where it's just taking Cup off stage, and he has to do so much extra work just to recover. And what I haven't seen from RobinHood is that he's technically got that meteor spike too, so we could actually just see Cup just get smashed down. Cup doing a little bit better this game, a little bit more patient. There's that forward air I was talking about. Unfortunately, Dolphin Slash is just not really phased by those turnups. He's just really able to come back. A couple little trade-offs right there. That should be a stock. There we go. Okay, that neutral air should take that first stock away. But an up tilt is going to take that and tie it on up. We got 0-0 third stock. Well, we're on our 3 stocks right now for each. These dashes into for Cup to go into Marth, they're just a little unsafe for me. I think I'd like to see just a little more. He's got to figure out how to get outside of that tipper space, and Marth has such a dangerous reach. It's hard. It's a hard trade-off. The favor definitely is in Marth's. Comment right there for a second. Cup really feeling a stride right there. That's what I was talking about. He's not going for a lot of these risky moves, not into like these dash attacks and to trying to get that down. He's kind of feeling a little bit more in the air, which he kind of has to as Peach. You got to feel that air momentum. It's just kind of hard, especially if you're going to get hit by a weird angle by Marth and you're not going to have your float. So it's a risk. Are you want to risk that and trade off, or what do you want to do? What do you want to do, bro? Mistimed that parasol fall. We're back to 2 stocks each, 18% up on Marth right now. Yargan. Okay, they're going to run through each other. A little dash dance by Marth. RobinHood smacking him around in the air with a little bit with a couple of forward airs. The parasol, what's he going to do? He's got to figure out when to drop it, and Marth is just finally taking advantage of this. RobinHood's got those timings down really well against Peach, and I think that they just played against each other a couple of times, so he's kind of a little bit more comfortable against maybe, let's say, Peach in comparison to Samus. Try to mix it up a little bit with a floating Toad, but unfortunately Toad goes away and then Peach takes the blunt of the damage. That's going to be a stock right there. Cup is on his last tournament stock right now if he doesn't figure out a way to come back. I'm always just a little worried when I see Cup hanging above on these top platforms. And again, he could use that down smash, but Marth has so many long-range moves with the sword that it could just easily just eat him away. Dolphin Slash is always helping him to get back, doing a couple of little ledge janks. He's really trying for that forward throw, but that forward throw is just saying, I'm not quite there yet. But finally, he's able to ledge gimp him a little bit, not able to grab on the ledge. We got a tie game right now. Peach up 30% though, unfortunately. It's still relatively tied. Marth's only at 13, but Marth keeps adding it on. Peach's life bar gets a little bit more redder as we sit here. The pokes, the prods, the stabs. Marth is just ruthless. And that looked like it could have been the meteor smash that we were talking about earlier, because Marth, all you have to do is just get above him, and that's all it takes. Oh, Mr. Saturn, and Mr. Saturn's gone. That would have been an interesting call, because we've seen so many good shields from Marth. Oh, that was so close. They're so tied up right now. 126, 125, 137. Oh, wow. Cup is able to take that game. We're going to game 3. That was nice. Forward. That came down to the wire. I'm sure their hearts are beating. Mine is for sure. That was a great match that we just saw right now going on. Now it's going to be the deciding factor. Do they want to go back to Dreamland? Do they want to go to another stage? If we go to see Peach on a flat stage, I think that's going to be a little bit more in her favor. So I don't think RobinHood's going to take it to Final Destination. I'm anticipating maybe a Yoshi story, because we can see some really crazy stuff happen from Marth on a Yoshi story level. But that is just what we're just going to have to wait and see. They're deciding. I don't blame them. You got to take a moment to decide what you're going to do with this one. This is their tournament stocks right here. This is somebody's fighting for some money, and somebody's fighting just to go back on the couch and watch. All right, they're staying with their characters. Smart choices. These guys, they're pros with these guys. They know what they're doing. Final Destination. I'm really surprised. I would honestly think the advantage a little bit more with Peach, but maybe Marth has some tricks up his sleeve. So far, so good. Just tied up, but really the pressure by Marth is just intense right now. Some down smashes just to add some extra insult to injury. Just not really that, but just really to add a little extra damage on there. Peach, let's see if we can get some chain grabs. Nothing yet. Probably just a little too high with percentage. These guys really respecting each other, really feeling each other, trying to mix it up, and that's the hard thing. But Peach, I think, has just a little bit more advantage to use this stage because of that extra length from the sides. She can float way back over. We're not worried necessarily about her getting the underside of things. Oh! Rolls into the shield. And that's the nervous thing I'm talking about with Cup. Sometimes he does these rolls in these last games where we see him just do the wrong thing, and all he needed to do was just maybe jump and float over and get out of the way rather than to try and roll past it. Peach's roll's not that far. It's not a... It's going to get hit. Turnip play. Kind of setting some space apart. Marth kind of getting janked around a little bit, but Marth, it's so hard to get him away from those ledges. He's got that dolphin slash that will just keep bringing him back. And there he is again. Oh! He landed on stage. That should have been the advantage that Cup needed. There's a turnip gimp right there that Cup really needed. Only taking 27%. Cup's up right now. And nice little combo string going on. Perfect shield reflects it, the turnip back and hits Peach. Couple little air gimps right there. Good dodge from Cup. RobinHood feeling getting back in the neutral. Really just a few percentage points away from each other. These guys are fighting to stay in. This is a really great match if you're just joining us. See, I think he's got a little bit more advantage to use those dash attacks now since there's not really platforms that Marth can get on. Really long pummel. Didn't quite follow up with it though, so let's see what happens now. I'm anticipating a forward air. There's a forward air as we saw it. That down smash doesn't quite do as much work as we'd like it to do, but it does do some. Good DI, I think. Ah! That turnip play is really coming in handy for him in this one, but he goes too low. Just a little too low, and we can only use those Peach Bombers so much on the side. You could recover all the way with it, but that is just one of those things that they don't like to allow in the Smash community. One forward throw ought to do it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just be a little bit more patient, Cup, and you'll see it come back in. RobinHood's coming back in, has the neutral, and it's, he's just really taking advantage of all that. Peach Bomber recovery. This air dodge is not working in his favor. His spacing is godly right now. RobinHood's spacing is right now is just really applying so much pressure right now to Cup's Peach. He doesn't have to stand that close. He just knows that you're either going to roll in, you're going to try and air dodge in. Cups needs to figure out just a little bit more of a smarter way just to be able to come back. If he doesn't, he's just going to get a little. He's just going to keep getting slapped by that sword. That slap. How's he going to do it? Poked. That's the stock right there. Good, smart choice by RobinHood. Doesn't even have to take the just go for the ledge. He's too low to try and come back. That's smart. That's smart thinking on RobinHood's part. Interesting recovery roll from Peach. Able to get that down smash in, but again, this down smash, I don't know if he's being able to DI out of it or if he's getting a little bit of, if he's just getting really lucky. This is the most I've ever seen out of a Toad. Most I've otherwise seen Toad was in Mario 2. And that's because you can actually play in him. Toad's just one of those characters I think that kind of got the jankiness of the Mario universe, but I would love to see Toad in a future Smash game as his own character. But I think they've kind of made his character too weird with like these Captain Toad games and not much to really play with. They're just going to keep him as a counter. But speaking of counters, we're playing with two characters that have one, but Marth's is just a little bit more scarier than Peach's. But right now, we're on a tied game. What is going to happen? What is going to happen right now? Unfortunately, that B is not the smart choice right there. I think we're seeing too much of it. I don't know if it's just a panic from Cup at this point. I think a lot of Peaches, if you watch Armada, you will rarely ever see him pull that out. I don't think he's worried about countering. I think he's worried more about countering necessarily with just an actual move like forward air. Unless he's trying to do is just a stall in the air a little bit, but that stall has not really been helping him out. And all Marth needs right now is just a good attack like that up air, and that is game. Good play by both of them. I saw a little bit of nerves probably coming in on that last game on Cup as we saw some rolls happen. But RobinHood able to hold it together. That was probably one of the most interesting sets we've watched so far today. Good on both of them. Cup is eliminated. RobinHood's continued on. He'll go on to losers semis. Great stuff by watching both of them, though. Saw some great things. Really saw some really intelligent plays by RobinHood in that game. Really just playing the ledge really well. Really his spacing was pristine. If that's the right word to use. It was pristine because he was just able to poke and prod Peach and just make her have to work that much harder just to get back. Not even get back and attack, but just to get back. And that's sometimes how you can just really control the stage.